Hey everyone, it's Kitty Fewlass of Mixed Bag Studios Gallery and Art Shop. And today we are live in our gallery and we are going to have a little Meet the Artist session with our artist of the month, Wristen. And she's going to answer some questions and we're going to kind of talk about her artwork and who she is. And so let's go ahead. Let me flip this around. There we go. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you? You're doing good?
Doing fine.
Great. Ellen, please tell us a little bit about why you started painting.
I have painted for many, many years. Now, I recently started painting because I moved to a new place in Southeast Moore, and I would go in my front yard and paint pictures of dogs and cats, and I would photograph dogs when they were walked down the street by neighbors, and it was a wonderful way to get to meet neighbors.
Wow, that is awesome.
Take a picture of their dog and paint it. Now it's much harder to get pictures of cats because people don't walk the cats, and the cats are less cooperative about posing.
Yeah, cat really, it's difficult to get a good picture of a cat.
But the dogs are good. I also go to the public parks where they have dog walking things and sit and talk to the people and meet them and take pictures of their dogs. It's a wonderful way to meet people that you otherwise wouldn't meet.
Yeah.
And in the area around here, there's a lot of dogs walked by the neighbors.
Awesome.
And I can photo them, and people will send me photos to photo, and I can do that. And it's kind of an enjoyable thing to do, a good way to meet people.
Wonderful.
And
you weren't always an artist, though.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I am a retired lawyer.
Okay.
I had a practice of law for many years representing families in special education issues. I'm now
Much needed
from that.
Yeah.
I learned special education law after I adopted a son who had significant mental health issues, and I had to figure out how to get him in school and help.
Yeah.
And before I adopted him, I didn't know anything about special education law. I did the average kind of practice that people did, you know.
Yeah.
Domestic things, auto accidents, the usual kind of stuff that attorneys did. And I slowly converted to all special education law for a bunch of years.
Well, we personally are grateful to that and you doing that because our son attended the school that you founded for 4 years, and he wouldn't be where he's at had you not turned to that. So,
That's
very
good.
Grateful.
But eventually I helped a church, Brookwood Church, open a school, and we intended to serve special needs students who were having great difficulties in more traditional schools.
Yep.
That school is now closed.
Yeah, unfortunately it is closed, but I do have to say the years of the kids that did attend it, I know personally our son blossomed while there, found himself, and was able to really get to know. Sorry, there we go.
Running the school, I would do art in the evening as a recreational event. I would do it as I watch TV. I typically would watch Spectrum 1 News, and you could watch it and paint. Didn't have to pay a strict amount of attention to it. If there was something I wanted to know, they repeated everything. I could just catch it on the second time.
I love that.
It was all repeated a lot, but I could paint in my house in front of the TV.
Yeah.
And did that. And I did a bunch of paintings. I was able to do a display at the Bexley Library. I've done it twice. Once a couple years ago, and once last March.
Yeah.
And I have another display scheduled at the Bexley Library for next February.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
It'll be in their display cabinet for art. People enjoy that. People enjoyed seeing it. I presently have art at the Bexley animal supply store.
That's
Pet
wonderful.
People. They have 3 of my pieces of art hanging there for people to see. I have art at Strader's Garden Center out on East Broad Street.
Great.
They have cats that are in their store, and I painted pictures of 3 to 4 of their cats.
That must have been difficult to catch the pictures of them.
The Straders caught them and did it and sent it to me.
Perfect. And guys, if you were wanting to commission Miss Ellen to do, Grandma Ellen is how she goes by, Grandma Ellen, to do a portrait of your pet, what should they do? What should they do?
They should contact me by text.
Okay.
And send me a copy of a picture.
Okay, so they can text you a picture.
The photo should focus on the cat or dog's head.
The head of the cat or the dog.
And more than one picture is helpful.
Okay,
and
so a couple pictures.
Send me a note with it saying who they are and how I should contact them.
Perfect.
And I can do the painting and send them copies of the painting in progress.
Okay, great.
So they see it first, the sketch, and then the beginning of the colors, so they see the painting coming together.
Wonderful.
And that's fun.
Yeah.
I also have paintings at several veterinary supply stores.
Yeah.
Where they hang them up for people to see.
Wonderful.
And, you know, dogs and cats, mostly dogs.
And you even did a bunny for us, for my son, because he has rabbits. Those of you that are on here watching and know my son Trenton know that he absolutely is bonkers about bunnies. And Miss Grandma Ellen was really grateful, and we were really grateful to her to do a bunny portrait. I'll show you, of March, Trenton's rabbit, and we love it. And yes, Stacy, I will post the information, the contact information on our Facebook page, and that way you can send Grandma Ellen a photo, several photos of the pets, and you can commission her to do them. How much are your pet portraits normally to?
I normally do pet portraits on cradle boards that are about 12 by 12 inches or 12 by 14 inches, and I sell them for $60 a piece.
$60 a piece. That's wonderful.
I've gone to cradle boards. When I started doing art, I was doing it on large boards I got from these sales stores. These
larger boards were originals. I remember seeing this several years ago at the church.
I stopped doing those when I realized how much trouble people were having framing them and how much it was costing them to have a commercial store framing them.
Yeah.
And so I went to cradle boards. I initially didn't buy cradle boards because they're slightly more expensive than those, but in comparison to the framing cost, it's cheap.
Yeah.
I can buy cradle boards typically at Michael's, sometimes at Myers, or I can order them.
And they're a great size because they're not too big, and most people these days, if they live in an apartment or a smaller condo or a smaller house, don't have as much wall space. And I know plenty of artist collectors, of friends of mine, they're like, I love that, but if it was smaller, I could have it, but if it's too big, I can't have it. And these are a great size. Like she said, they're about 12 by 12 or 12 by 14. So they're a great size.
There's some that were like 8 by 8, but I don't normally buy those.
Right.
And there are some really big cradle boards, but I don't normally get those.
Right.
14 by something sometimes.
And what do you do with the money that you make from the sales of your art?
Okay, the profit margin from the sale of my art after the expenses goes to Unity Presbyterian Church Mission Committee.
Okay.
I'm a member of Unity Presbyterian Church now. That's a newly organized church that is a unit of 3 Presbyterian churches that join together and are occupying the building that was previously occupied by Parkview Presbyterian Church.
Okay.
It is on East Livingston.
And that's Reynoldsburg, right?
In Reynoldsburg.
Yeah.
And we're all out there now.
Mm-hmm.
The mission committee, I'm on the commission committee.
Mm-hmm.
The mission committee has been working at helping food pantries and homeless shelters have funding for food. We historically went out and bought food and took them to them, but since this virus has been there, we've actually just been giving them checks, and they can order the food and have it delivered to their place, and that way they get clearly what they want.
That's wonderful.
And it makes our people not go to the grocery store and get exposed to the virus, and their people don't either. So I think we'll continue to come and search for good ways to help folks that need help.
That's wonderful.
There is a regional thing, the name of the organization I can't think of, Ohio something that helps all food pantries.
Yeah, the Mid-Ohio Food Bank.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've given them some money. And they can help all food pantries by buying food and making it available for them to sell. We have simply helped some food pantries on the east side.
Wonderful.
And we'll continue figuring out what we do and how we do it.
Yep. That's wonderful.
The mission committee will vote and decide what to do and how to do it, but it's basically how to help people.
That's wonderful.
The Presbyterian Church nationally has some things that can be done to help people all over the United States and all over the world. And if we get enough money, we may look at doing some of that.
Wonderful.
But none of what we're doing is politically sensitive. We're trying to help people get food. There is a homeless shelter that we typically make sandwiches for and apples once a month and take it to that. And we have helped Faith Mission, which is a residential mission thing, with a dinner once a month. And lately, instead of cooking the dinner and taking it, we've simply given them money. They have people to do it.
And they cook and take care of it.
They cook and take care of it, and it prevents our people from getting the exposure.
That is wonderful.
The homeless shelter that we take sandwiches to, we ordered a whole bunch of submarine sandwiches that they could chop into pieces to give it to their people.
That's wonderful.
And it prevented us from having to have our people get together and be exposed, not with proper social distancing, and get exposed. So we're looking at protecting our members from the virus, but continuing to figure out ways to try to help people who need help. And giving them some money has done it and protected our people.
And that's great. So that is a wonderful way to serve in multiple ways. You're doing the cats and the dogs and the pets of people, and all the profit that Grandma Ellen makes off the sales of her art goes to the Unity Presbyterian Church mission of the church. And they currently, as she said, are helping to give funds to the local food pantries and homeless shelters. So, and if you weren't on before, this is some of Ellen Wristen's work. She is retired. She's a retired attorney doing art full-time in her retirement. She has found it to be very enjoyable and a way to get to know her neighbors. When she moved, she would paint out front of her house and see the dogs walking by and ask to take pictures of the dogs, and she would paint a portrait of a person's dog, and it just kind of took off. So if you would like to have a pet portrait done for you, you can contact her by text. I will have all of her contact information on this post once I post it later, and on our Mixed Bag Studios Facebook page. And I just wanted to talk briefly too, when we met Ellen Wristen, it was through the school that my son was going to that she founded, And he went there for 4 years, and when he was done, she was still helpful in trying to get him transitioned along with all of the other kids that had to leave the school when school closed into other schools in the community where they could still be successful, and it was wonderful. But when we met her, she was doing these art pieces here, watercolor, right?
Yes.
They're watercolor. And there were still cats and dogs back then too, but she also did some other things. I love the squirrel. And all of these pieces are for sale. And as I said, all the profits go to Miss Ellen's church, Unity Presbyterian Church's mission, which serves the community by giving funds to the homeless shelters and the food pantries for food. So, but we just love her artwork. We think they're just quirky and fun and so cute. And the expressions on some of them are just wonderful. So if you get a chance and you want to practice social distancing, we are going to be open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 5. We're also open here at Mixed Bag Studios on Sundays 1 to 4. And we do have several events nights posted where you can meet the artists in person. We are asking people to follow guidelines. We have enough room in the studio to have about 7 to 8 people in here where you can still social distance between yourselves, 6 feet apart. And we do have masks we can provide at our front desk, as well as hand sanitizer. And there are a couple of bathrooms out in the hallway, as well as a bathroom inside our studios, so that you can wash hands and stay safe. We want everybody to stay safe during this pandemic that we're all facing, but we also kind of like to bring some art to life, because art is something that I think many of us enjoy and provide enjoyment for us. Not just doing, but seeing and getting to buy and getting to also help in another way, in this case, where it's passing it on and paying it forward.
I'm willing to paint pictures of other animals that are your pets, a bird or a squirrel or a rabbit or whatever. If you could take the picture and send it to me.
Okay.
I need focus on the head.
Yep.
So I can paint it.
Perfect.
I have done some birds. I did a squirrel. I've done a bunny. Not too many people have those as pets. Mostly the pets are dogs that I see.
Yep.
Now, when the coronavirus straightens out and we don't have issues, I would like to go to the Columbus Zoo and try to take some pictures of animals there.
That would be great.
Right now, only people with membership can get in, and only limited number of times.
Yep.
I'm willing to buy the membership and get in, but I'm limited amount. I can do limited amount of walking, so I don't want to walk all over the Columbus Zoo all the time. And we'll take some limited pictures.
Yep.
So that's kind of where we are. But mostly now, people's pets that they send me are dogs. Now, I personally have a pet cat, and I've photoed my cat, and I've done a picture. That one right there is my cat.
This one?
That one. My cat. I've done more than one painting of my little kitty. My cat's name is Little Kity.
Little Kitty. That's cute.
She is, like every other cat, not cooperative in having her picture taken, but I did get it done and did that painting. There's
another one back there.
Yes.
Aw. I think that's one of Patrick's favorite. He loves that one. He came down the other day and said he loved it when he was hanging pictures.
Well, I did a painting a number of years ago of a cat I had. I then had
a sphinx?
A
Was a hairless cat?
Well, it was a hairless cat, or reduced hair cat, and I had a collection of goldfish.
And you had an orange cat too at one
Yes.
point.
And my kitty would sit and look at the goldfish, and the goldfish would look back at her. Neither one seemed to be afraid of the other. But it was an interesting thing to watch.
We can go look at that watercolor you did of the cat here. It was the cat fishing. Yes. Yep. She definitely captures cats well, just as well as the dogs. I love the dog's expressions. Cat. Except that my old cat would have probably knocked that over after it smelled it or tried to eat it.
Well, the cat I have now is a cat I got from Fairfield County cat and dog refuge after my other cat died.
Yeah.
And she's a fine cat, but I do not have a dog because for many years I haven't been home enough hours of the day to take care of a dog.
Yes, dogs require a lot more than a cat. A cat can be pretty self-sufficient as long as you have its litter box and food, yes. But a dog needs more care.
And I couldn't do it, and I'm not prepared to do that now.
Right.
I'm enjoying other people's dogs. I like dogs. Much of my life I had a pet dog.
So again, if you would like to come see Ellen Wristen's work, her show will be up until the 29th, I believe, of the month, here at Mixed Bag Studios, 1620 East Broad Street, Suite 102. And we have her artwork up, and all of the cradle boards and things on this wall are $60, and a lot of the proceeds from the sales goes to her church mission at Unity Presbyterian Church, and they are currently serving the community by providing funds for local homeless shelters and food pantries to purchase the food that they need.
The good thing about cradle boards, and what I really like about them, is I can buy them, then I put the sealer paint on it, and then I can paint it. When I get it painted, I paint the outside of the cradle board, frames it black, and that gives it the appearance of a frame. And then I can spray the whole thing with a seal that keeps the painting from getting damaged, so you don't have to frame it. It is easy to put a hook on the back of a cradle board so that it can be hung. And actually you don't have to put a hook, but it's easy to put one.
Yeah, we can kind of show you here with this one. You can see it just has a hook system on the back. It just screwed in, and then it very easily can hang on a nail or a push pin or a professional gallery system. However you need to hang it, it's fairly easy, and they are just so cute. It's very lightweight too.
Yes, and they store well, and the black painting on the edge of the paint gives an impression
Yeah,
of
you can see
kind
of like an artist wrap, basically. Yes. That's great.
That's very well. Now, from the paintings, I've made some cards that you can
get. She's had some cards made, and they're blank inside, and they have her information on the back, which would be great. You can see Grandma Ellen Wristen, retired attorney doing art full-time in retirement, can be contacted by phone, call, or text, and it's best if you text a photo or more than one photo, actually, of your pet to Ellen at 614-309 0161, and she will do a commission portrait of your pet in her style, and it will be on either a 12 by 12 cradle board or a 12 by 14 cradle board, and they are $60. And as we said before, the profits from her sales goes to the mission of the church.
Once the painting is finished and you've seen it, you have a right to buy your pet's painting if you wish. If you don't wish, that's no problem. Then it goes in my art collection and is set on display in one of these places and is set for sale to the general public.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy it, you should buy it fairly soon after I complete it.
Yep.
So it doesn't get put for sale and somebody else buys your dog's painting.
But she's got quite a different group of collection of cards showing different ones that she's done. I love the cat one. Was that your kitty too?
That's not my kitty.
No, that one wasn't your kitty. I love this cat. So yeah. All right, well, Facebook land, we are probably going to let you go, and this will be saved and will be on our live feed, and you can replay it. We will be here till 7 p.m. tonight, and then we will be here tomorrow from 1 until 5, and on Friday from 1 until 5, and then Sunday 1 to 4, so, or noon to 4. But all that information is on our Mixed Bag Studios Facebook page, and you will be able to get everything there, as well as on this post of this video.
If you wanted to take a picture of your cat or dog and bring it to the art studio and leave it for me, that could happen too.
Yes, we can take your information with a contact phone number and the pictures and the name of your pet and get it to Ellen so that she can complete your work as well. And you can call us here anytime at Mixed Bag Studios, 614-826-0074 if you have any questions about any of our artists that show in our gallery, or about anything that we are doing in the community on the east side of Columbus. We are in Woodland Park, and we love collaborating with artists all the time, especially artists that are newer or up and coming or doing stuff that benefits the community in some way. We absolutely love having artists here at Mixed Bag Studios that do that. So thank you so much, Ellen, for being with us tonight and getting to know you a bit.
No problem.
All right.